The judgment?
No, sorry, you're doing great.
The judgment.
No, sorry, you're doing
I love you
great.
too.
We're doing great.
We're doing great.
So get this. I actually worked for Disney. I had a cast badge that said my name on it. Are you ready for this shit? So,
At Disneyland?
girl, at ABC Studios.
Like as a PA or something?
No, as like a receptionist.
Oh, wow.
I need to get into
That's a great
it.
way to get in, right?
I gotta tell you.
Start from the bottom, now the whole team's here.
No. This was after even Steve, after all the things.
Oh, I love that even more.
So get this.
Yes.
I went back to college and I was studying, I don't know, I really didn't want to act at the moment. I didn't know what I was doing.
You casually went back to Columbia.
Because they let you do that for professional leave reasons, but it was, years after Bell. And I was like, kind of just like, okay, I'm now back in LA. I need some college credit. I happened to be there for the summer and I was going back to college and again, college credit. And so I applied and got in to the Disney internship program. And I was literally a cast member and then they would make me do receptionist stuff. And all the executives from ABC Studios would show up to go to their meetings. They were like, what? They're like, don't I know you?
Yes, you
and not only was it demoralizing, but I was not good at my job. I was not good. Like things would ring and I would be like, oh my God.
Multitasking before being a parent, I'm sure, is very difficult. I can't multitask at all. That's so funny about the embarrassment thing, though. I worked at in New York at several restaurants, Salvation Burger, Salvation Taco, several Tavern on the Green, several restaurants as a server.
You worked at Tavern?
I worked at Tavern on the Green for about a year.
Wow, that's
several
a long time.
restaurants. Yes, thank you. I know. I was really proud of myself. And you had to do a lot of multitasking, but the disappointment, the look, the drop of faces when they'd recognize me was truly gut-wrenching. It's almost like I had to say, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually really happy that I don't have to audition and that I'm doing something that I know I'm good at. I know when I clean a table or bring a meal that I can do that.
Yeah.
And there won't be any mistakes. I won't be judged. Essentially, I kind of was judged. But I remember one time I ran into Ashley Tisdale.
Oh, Lord.
And I had to serve Ashley Tisdale. And
oh my God! Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I want to say she was lovely, but.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, I'm pulling myself away from the microphone right now.
She didn't do anything, but she was uncomfortable for me. You know
I would have given you the fattest fucking tip.
Oh yeah, well you would have been like, oh my God, hi. She was so uncomfortable. It was like I had to, you know what I'm saying?
I grew up with Ashley.
I'm fine, girl.
I grew up with Ashley. I don't know her anymore. I don't know her anymore. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure that was these younger kids that came after us with Disney. God love them. But I think we're tougher. Cheers.
We are.
I think we're tougher. I think we've been through some shit.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Speaking of ladies who've been through some shit.
Yes. We have a fabulous guest. You want to talk about
God. I mean, wait, and this is our first celebratory episode of Big Name Bitches. What are you doing with your tongue?
I don't know. We should do that every time now.
All right, we're getting sassy. We're having these cute mocktails. I hope she likes my mocktail.
Oh, she will.
She's an Irish
She'll certainly
lady.
lie and pretend like she does. I'm sure.
She better fucking do it.
She
It's
is an
my
Irish.
podcast.
She's a fellow redhead. I'm not really.
She's a redhead.
I'm not really.
And look.
I
married Rooney. My married last name is Rooney.
Oh yes, you're right. Hopefully she can do a better Irish accent than we can.
She should school us on all things.
All things. All things.
It's Kate Flannery. She's best known for her 9 seasons, impeccable seasons as the iconic Meredith, who's a drunk.
You know,
we know what that's like on The Office. You know, I've never heard of that show until
God, sounds familiar. I know there was like a BBC thing.
Yeah, I think it's a good show.
Remember.
And she toured the country, big deal, as Jane Lynch's sidekick in her anti-cabaret act. Yes. Anti-cabaret. Let's talk about that.
That's clever.
Yes. And obviously she's iconic.
She's iconic.
She's here.
I'm so excited to
For our first episode.
Yes, for our very first episode.
We love you guys. We're very excited about you. If you don't follow us on social, go and do that because we're about to get messy now. So
we're gonna get so messy. So dirty.
Bless your heart. I am so happy to be here with you.
I'm so happy to be here too, Christy. We are just like several people, multiple personalities, and I love it. Yay! Cheers! We have Kate Flannery. Are we saying that correctly?
I think you are. Yes, you
Kate
nailed
Flannery. Well,
nailed
would you say it? Do you have any? Do you put any kind of Irish twang on it?
Are you asking me to call up my grandparents and imitate them? Is
Yes.
that what you're asking?
We have a Ouija board.
Inappropriate.
How dare you?
Kate Flannery, God bless us and save
on our
us.
first episode.
No.
Great job.
Oh my goodness, Kate, we have so much to talk about. Of course, we're going to get into all things The Office.
If you don't mind.
What? Of course.
Okay.
That's 9
I mean,
years
it's
of my
like
life.
a loaded gun in a scene. It goes off.
Exactly.
Goes boom.
I'm so excited to talk about all things Office, to talk about, all of your nudes and porn. No, everything.
My parents are so proud. I was topless a lot on the show.
Yes, you were. You really were.
You were.
Yes, she was.
Girl
They
after
blurted
my
out.
own heart.
It's,
But we know you started in theater and in Chicago at Second City. Could you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that?
Wait, is Second City considered theater?
yeah,
it is.
Live
It is.
theater.
Improv,
For anyone
theater.
who doesn't know,
Improv
it's
theater, okay.
It's sort of like the groundlings in the improv theater of Chicago. It's where a lot of the SNL alum come
Yes.
from.
All the best.
It's actually pre-Groundlings. It's been around since the late 50s.
Excuse me, interesting.
So there's so many people like, Alan Arkin, Stiller and Mira, Shelley Berman, and so many old there's people that you throughout the forever in comedy that obviously John Belushi, Gilda Radner. I mean, Dan
Who?
Aykroyd.
Just kidding.
I know, right?
Right? All these young.
Do you love
Insane.
Gilda Radner?
Yes,
I
who
feel
doesn't?
like I know.
Right.
I grew up seeing her face everywhere in New York a lot,
She's
but like
fabulous. I have a friend named Jackie Tone who plays her in a movie. Who plays her?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which is really hard. She looks just like her and sounds like her.
I auditioned. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, this isn't about Jackie or Gilda. It's about you.
yeah. Also, we wanted to mention about red hair. Can we talk about red hair? Really
Yeah, well, let's talk
quickly?
about theater first because I want to talk about Chicago theater.
Please.
And the reason, we will get to Red
No,
Hair.
of course.
But the thing about Chicago, it was such a great place to start my career because I was a little too. No, I don't know why. I always wanted to be in New York, but I was a little intimidated. But my aunt sent me a ticket to check out Chicago and Second City. She thought it would be a good fit. She was kind of like my Auntie Mame. Totally changed my life. My first night there, Jane Lynch was understudying for Bonnie Hunt, who had gotten married that day, and then Bonnie came back to do the improv set in her wedding dress, and Mike Myers was in her wedding party. It was like the most. They all came back. It was so insane.
That was your first day.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever was there to check it out, and then I took class there and. I worked in the touring company, but when I was there, it was they have different casts. There's probably is it 9 casts total, 8 or 9? And I feel like Steve Carell was like a senior when I was like a freshman. If you know what I mean? And Stephen Colbert and
who's who.
Yeah, Chris Farley was just getting hired by SNL when I first started taking class.
Wow.
So yeah, it was, and Tim Meadows was there.
I love Tim Meadows.
Yeah, he's great. And Nia Vardalos and Amy Sedaris. Like it was like the Adam. Oh my gosh.
Carolla?
No, not Adam Carolla. No, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I just had you know what? I think I
Drink
just
your
need a drink.
mocktail
Oh my gosh, yeah.
and let me know. By the way, do you feel like that tastes like tequila?
Why are you mocking me? I thought this was a real cocktail. They're mocktails. How dare you?
How dare you?
You don't
You know
make
what?
fun
I
of
love you
drinkers.
too much to disrespect you and tell you that's real.
I know, I appreciate that. It's still delicious. Thank you. But not worth the calories now that I know that it doesn't have
Shoot.
A good point. Very good point.
Anyway, I just think that it's one of those things where I fell into such a lucky place, even though I felt like there were a lot of like almost, but like I just feel like we were just Adam McKay. That's who I'm like. What's wrong with me?
yes.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And Joey Soloway. Like so many great people that I got to work with and just kind of, I don't know, just kind of find our way. No one was famous back then, so you never knew who was gonna pop. You know?
Right.
But I definitely consider myself a late bloomer. I was also at the Annoyance Theater and did tons of shows where we made fun of musicals. And because I had studied musical theater, it was really fun to make fun of musicals.
It's really fun to make fun of
Yes,
musicals.
it is, right?
It's fun to make fun of it, but I think you took it seriously at some point, right? Because you
I
moved to
did.
Chicago to New York and starred on Broadway.
Actually, I off-Broadway.
Off-Broadway.
But yes.
To be honest, same thing.
I mean, it really is.
Oh, wait, as somebody who's been on Broadway and off-Broadway a lot, I find that the off-Broadway theater is often far better than what's on Broadway.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, it was definitely more of a hustle. I actually moved to LA to do a play that ended up going off Broadway. So I went back to New York in Valley of the Dolls.
That's right.
Oh my God, you played Neely.
And I was Neely O'Hara.
Do you
Penny
even know?
Marks.
That is a perfect casting. Oh my gosh.
It was one of my greatest experiences in my
love
life.
that.
Like I just had, it was like Rocky Horror Picture Show because there were so many people in the audience. This was like, I call it like pre-YouTube theater, where a lot of the audience would kind of try to beat you to your lines because they knew this movie so well.
I'm obsessed with Valley of the Dolls. I had heard like a while ago that they were going to try to do a feature film of it, and like Nicole Kidman was a part of it.
They've been talking about this for years. For years. I don't know why.
I just hope you want to do that.
I think I'm too old now, but that's okay. There's literally a line where like you're 26 and you look 36. And I mean, like
Yeah,
that
so
was
maybe-
many years ago. We'll see. Yeah, maybe we can put some Vaseline on the lens.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Oh, is that a trick they use? I gotta use that. Vaseline.
School.
Why? What does that do?
I don't think it-